everybody. Welcome to the late night review. And tonight I want to talk about a movie that is really underrated. In fact, I think it's criminally underrated. And it's one of the best Michael Douglas movies of all time. In fact, it's my personal favorite, except for maybe Fatal Attraction. And there's other ones that I like a lot, like Falling Down or The Game. And I like The King of California. That was good. And there's many others that I really like with Michael Douglas. I liked his work on television, The Streets of San Francisco. He's always been one of my favorite actors. And Disclosure, that's another one. But today I want to talk about one that's really criminally underrated. And I'm talking about The Star Chamber. And I have my copy. I have my copy right here. But this is kind of false advertising because in the movie he never uses a gun unless there's a version out there that I haven't seen. But it's a very good movie, very interesting. And yeah, he never uses a gun as far as I know in any version. But Star Chamber is not only underrated, it's well acted. And it's one of those movies that, I looked for it on YouTube to see if anyone did a review of it on their YouTube channel. And I think it's either rare to find a review of it or it's non-existent. I couldn't find one. There might have maybe Siskel and Ebert a long time ago did one, but I'm talking about like current YouTube channels, and it's kind of an unknown classic. I mean, I think this is a classic movie. The Star Chamber is a very interesting movie. It tells the story of a frustrated judge played by Michael Douglas who is sick and tired of criminals getting off on technicalities. And he himself, in order to obey the law and not break it, he has to let criminals out that he hates to let out, criminals that he believes are guilty. So the story goes, and I don't want to give too much away, but the basic premises is there is an underground group of judges who take the law into their own hands. They'll hire a hitman to go out and do justice when, if there's a child murderer let loose, or if there's a rapist and killer let loose and they never got punished. And Michael Douglas discovers this. And the way he does is that he gets so angry and frustrated and vocal with one of his close friends, played by Hal Holbrook, a fellow judge, and they seem pretty close in the film. And Hal Holbrook is one of the members of this underground group, and he introduces Douglas to this group, and to Douglas's surprise, it actually exists. And he probably have thought about this kind of thing before. And to Douglas's surprise, his friend, who he has known for a certain period of time, is one of the members of this group. And Hal Holbrook really does a good job. Hal Holbrook was in Magnum Force with Clint Eastwood, another good film. And he's a long-time actor with really good acting abilities. And this is probably one of his best performances, and you've probably seen him as a character actor in multiple. He was in The Fog, directed by John Carpenter, and many other films, and does a good job in here. And to me, this is my favorite Michael Douglas movie, except for maybe Fatal Attraction. And I think that 90% of this film, I'm definitely recommending that you buy it or rent it. However you can get it, you should watch it. I think it's a very well done, well acted, well written movie. The only criticism I have about this film is that the ending is not one that I like. I like 90% of the film. Now the ending is well acted, well edited, well shot, and you can understand it, but I don't like it. And I'm not going to spoil the ending for you. If you've seen enough films, you might be able to guess the ending when you watch the movie, but this movie's definitely worth checking out. And this is earlier in Douglas's career. This is before he made Disclosure or The Game or Falling Down, and even Fatal Attraction. I don't think he was in Fatal Attraction yet, which was another very, very good film. This film is intense. The subject matter, there's violent subject matter, although they don't show a tremendous amount of blood in this movie. But the story drives this film. The intensity by Douglas and the anger that he feels that he has to keep letting criminals out. And if you like this type of movie, I think you'll really enjoy The Star Chamber. And like I said, he doesn't really use any gun in this film. in any version, to my knowledge. There might be a version out there that I haven't seen. But the Star Chamber, if you haven't seen it and you like these kind of, underground type of revenge stories, or you like stories, dramas about judges and how they deal with criminals and operate inside the justice system or outside the justice system, you'll probably enjoy this movie quite a bit. It's it's probably one of my favorite films of all time as well. Not just my favorite Michael Douglas movie, among a couple others that he has done, but it's probably in my top 20 films of all time. Actually, I think I'd rate it that high. I was gonna say maybe 35, maybe 30, but I think in the top 20. I would definitely have a place for it in my top 20 movies of all time. It's one that I enjoy. It's uh, very well shot too, well directed, and everyone in here, I don't think there's really a bad performance in this movie. You have a supporting cast in here that's pretty strong, and you'll recognize people if you're into movies and you've seen quite a few of them. You'll see members of this group, and you'll see actors playing different roles in this movie that, oh, I know who that person is. I've seen them in this, and they've been in that, and so on and so forth. So I'm definitely going to recommend that you watch The Star Chamber. I don't like the ending. I think that if I was the writer and director, I would have had it go a different way so it's more satisfying, but I won't spoil the ending. I'd rather have you just watch it and enjoy it. And this has been another edition of the Late Night Review. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and have a good night, everybody.